Thanks. In this morning's special assignment, a landmark Connecticut law on racial profiling could soon see some major changes.
Fox Connecticut's Anthony DiLorenzo joins us now with more on this. Anthony?
Well, good morning, guys. Well, digging around at the state capitol, we have learned that the landmark law in our state, which aims to keep close watch on racial profiling by police officers, has unraveled after a decade on the books. But now the law could be getting a makeover. There is a renewed effort to strengthen the Penn Act, named after a late state senator who claims he was racially profiled in Trumbull back in the 1990s. But it does appear his legacy has been lost amid budget crunches and red tape.
If you're a person of color, racial profiling, that's just a fact of life.
Connecticut resident David Samuels is opening himself up to criticism with this claim.
I was racially profiled.
But he's looking past that and looking at the road ahead, wanting to strengthen an anti-racial profiling law that's seemingly fallen off the radar of state law enforcement.
The fact is, the law doesn't work.
Most recently, a suspected problem of racial profiling spurred a federal lawsuit against East Haven officers accused of targeting Hispanics. Connecticut is one of a handful of states that has local and state police record and publicize racial and ethnic patterns of people they've pulled over with this form. It was originally inspired by former state Senator Alvin Penn, who claimed he was racially profiled in Trumbull. The Penn Act passed 12 years ago, but many like David argue it's lost its ability to keep authorities honest and minority motorists free from being sized up on the streets.
We have a law on the books that it's supposed to protect people, and it's not really doing that.
Glenn Cassis runs the African American Affairs Commission at the state capitol. His office is a watchdog group in charge of analyzing data collected by the cops at traffic stops. But it is widely being ignored. This year, out of 169 cities and towns required to submit the paperwork, only 27 have done so, effectively breaking the law.
It's a violation of people's rights, and everyone in the state of Connecticut should be able to live and feel that they're free, that they come and go as they please, so long as they're abiding by the law.
But we've learned the AAC isn't exactly doing its part either, by not submitting regular reports, blaming a lack of funding needed to crunch the numbers, effectively leaving people unprotected. And the state's Police Chiefs Association doubts the office's effectiveness.
The AAC has done nothing. So after a while, I think some police probably wonder whether the law was still in effect.
Right now, lawmakers are weighing a bill to bolster the Penn Act.
What we want is an independent agency which has no links to law enforcement. We want them to do the investigation of any racial profiling complaints, and we want an oversight committee.
The bill would give anyone who's been pulled over a copy of the form used to collect information at traffic stops so they could appeal. West Hartford Police Chief Jim Strelacci argues it would be costly and too time-consuming.
I don't have a solution to this problem. I mean, I didn't pass this law. I didn't write it. I'm not in charge of crunching the data when the data is reported. I'm just saying that what we have now has been on the books for 12 years. It hasn't proven a darn thing.
It remains a gritty debate that pits the police against the public, and a law that may not be saving anyone from scrutiny.
So, Anthony, what's next with legislation?
Yeah, it's still very active on the Senate floor right now. It was at the Public Safety Committee yesterday. They voted it through, so state senators now will be tasked with voting on this, and they convene next up today at noon. So they have as soon as today to take up the measure, but they have until the end of the legislative session, and that ends on June 8th. And if they don't vote by then, the issue's dead.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks for covering that for us. Appreciate that. Very interesting. It may seem like a simple, sweet gesture, a creative way to ask a girl to one of the most special events in a high school student's life, senior prom. Now a Shelton senior is banned from attending the prom because of what he